There's a young man who is a construction worker and he's working on the construction of a masjid, of a big grand mosque. And at the completion of the construction of this masjid, the Sultan who ordered the construction of the masjid, he wanted all of the construction workers to leave. And the reason is because his daughter had asked him. This is the princess, the Sultan's daughter. She made a special request that after the construction of this beautiful grand masjid finished, she wanted to be the first one to go into that masjid and pray to the Raqqa into the musalla with no one else there. So that was the request of the princess. So the masjid is finished, the construction workers leave, and this one construction worker, he was falling behind. He was late, and he didn't realize that everyone else hardly already left. And they had allowed the princess into the to go pray. So as he leaving, he catch the glimpse of the princess inside the masala of the masjid praying to the Raqqa of the Neft. And the scenes were just so incredible to him. It was such an amazing scene, and he basically just fell in love with the princess. It was just a very beautiful image to him. He fell in love with her, and it became more than that. He became infatuated with her. So when he came home, he told his mother that about what had happened, and he said, "You have to go to the sultan and ask for the princess' hand in marriage." And the mother said, "I can't do that. You are a construction worker and no one's like you know. The sultan are not going to have his daughter marry you." But this construction worker became infatuated. He couldn't work, he couldn't think, he couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep. He was just in a miserable state. And the mother, out of fearing for her son and his well-being, she was realized that if he doesn't do something, he may die because he's refusing food and water at some point. So she goes to the palace and she asks to speak to the sultan, and the guard they turn her away. She insists in his say, "My son is going to die. I have to talk to the sultan." So finally they left her to talk to sultan, and she mentioned the story to the sultan, and the sultan asked that she come back with a construction worker. So they come back together, and he tells the construction worker after everyone leaves the messenger that night after night, I share, you have to come and pray Prayam in this masjid for 40 nights. If you come and pray PM this measure of 40 nights straight, I will let you marry my daughter. And he said will be someone be there to make sure that you come, and if you miss a day, we'll know about it. So in 40 days, if you fulfill your end of the bargain, I will let you consider my daughter for marriage. So the construction worker is excited. This is a changed life. So he goes to the first day and pray Priyamik in the masjid after everyone leaves. And he goes to the second day and the third. And after a few weeks, he noticed that he's getting better. He's eating again and he's drinking again. He cares about life again. And eventually, he starts to really, really enjoy coming to the masjid and praying when everyone else had left. To such an extent that he to start to pray to Allah, and Allah never takes anyways. There are beautiful moments that with him alone is so to pray him in the night. So 40 days pass, 50 days pass, 60 days pass, 70 days passed, and eventually the Sultan asked to see the construction worker, and he said, "How come you couldn't see me? You fulfilled all the bargain. You prayed all 40 nights. We saw that you prayed. How come you didn't come and see me?" And the construction worker turned to the Sultan and he says, "Before I saw your daughter, my heart was empty. And the first thing of beauty that my heart was exposed to was your daughter. And that's why it grabbed on that experience." But then after I started praying at the masjid for 40 nights, my heart witnessed a beauty that was much greater than her. My heart witnessed the beauty that it would never felt before. And he tells the Sultan, he goes on to say, "Thank you so much for your offering me our daughter to consider, but I am happy where I am, and I am no need to her." And he goes on it, and he doesn't marry the princess because he had found a love, a beautiful and happiness that was much greater than the just seeing the princess that one time. And this was the love of Allah. This was the beauty of a close relationship with Allah. This is something that only the one who has experienced it can really talk about it, or can, even if they were trying to talk about it, it doesn't do it. And instead he talked about he said, "One who does not enjoy the jannah of this world like enjoy the jannah of the next life." And the scholar talk about what did IBMIT mean to be this to stay where slave Allah so much and pleased with their Lord, and Allah loved his servants so much is pleased with his servants, and this is mentioned one companion, neutral relationship, a love, a big creator. We talk about a critical the more than we love everyone and any else, including ourselves, is something that brings the serenity of Iman. How could loving someone other than myself bring happiness? Only when is Allah.